Nobody likes a sleazy salesperson or high-pressure sales tactics. That's why in this video, we're going to talk about how to close sales or intake in your law firm without being a sleazy salesperson or high-pressure tactics. The first thing we want to understand is that although people evaluate their options logically, their buying decision is made emotionally. If you follow the tactics I'm about to share with you, you can become a highly effective salesperson. One of the little tricks that you can add to your tool chest is always asking for buy-in during the sales conversation. For example, after a client shares with you their story or their pain point in a consult, you might say something like this: "I have the solution to your problem. Would you like me to share it with you?" By asking leading questions like this throughout the conversation, getting the client to say yes multiple times, what will end up happening is when you ask the question if they want to work with you, they're going to want to say yes too. Another thing you want to do during the consult is be an attentive listener. When you're in the consult, listening to your potential client, you want to make sure that you're making eye contact with them and you're actually listening to what they're sharing with you. People are able to read you and they're able to see when you're distracted. It's critical that you are absolutely clear on what your unique value proposition is. In other words, what makes you different from everyone else on the block. You want to take your unique value proposition and insert pieces of it as many times as possible in the conversation so that ultimately when it comes time to pitch your services and ask them if they want to join, they already understand why you're better than somebody else. Stories are super valuable. People pay attention to stories. They remember stories. Get your origin story straight. Practice it multiple times and share that in the meeting. Another key is to keep confusion out of the mix when it comes time to present your offer. Don't give them 17 different options or a bunch of different add-ons. Don't leave things open-ended. Give them a concise package that makes sense for them that they can choose. It's perfectly okay to have up to 3 options that they can choose from. As a matter of fact, it's one of the tactics that I help people implement in their law firm, but it isn't required to get the sale. The last piece of the puzzle is not to forget to ask for the close. Often we get to the end of the conversation and it's awkward. We don't know how to end it. It's very simple. Would you like to take the next steps to work with me? Would you like to have us represent you? Those are closing questions. The answer to those is yes, please. Before we continue, if this information is something that you're finding valuable, like and share with a friend. One of the challenges with getting a close right then and there is needing to have some sort of urgency for them to take action right now. The nice thing is that if they're having a meeting with you, they probably have a somewhat urgent situation, which means you can use their situation to create the urgency to get them to say yes right now. In other words, if you're losing sleep at night over this problem, wouldn't you want to start us fixing it right now? To become a highly effective salesperson using these tactics, it takes lots of practice. And if you don't want to waste that practice on potential clients, I invite you to check out our workshop series. In our workshops, we practice different tactics like this with our law firm owners. We do both in-person and virtual events, and I invite you to check out our next event at profitwithlaw.com and click on the events tab.